you've been up to the past how many months?
4, man. 4.
What have you been doing?
I was in Virginia. Got there August 2nd for my BOLC. So BOLC stands for Basic Officer Leader Course. And so like there, it's just like whatever job you pick in the military once you commission. Well, you know, but for anyone listening. For whatever job you pick, then you go there for like your training essentially. So like what you're actually going to be doing out there in the real world, in the real army. So 4 months long, it varies.
What was your job?
So I did quartermaster.
What is it?
Commissioned as quartermaster. So it's like logistics. So moving supplies, coordinating with like like other units, echelons of command to kind of get supplies at this time, at this location, multiple methods for it. Pretty cool thing you can do is you can become a rigger. I'm sure you heard of that before.
Rigger. What is it?
It's more so for active duty people, but it's like when you airdrop different loads, so like MREs, which is like field rations, or like, I mean, shit, you can even drop Humvees.
What's the helicopter called that they dropped it off with? Didn't we ride in that once?
Corsia flies it. Fucking, man. Oh, I can't remember it.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah. It's the huge like cargo plane. CH something.
It's the cargo one?
I thought so.
22. HH.
Are you talking about the helicopter or like the plane?
Is it the plane?
I know Corsia, he flies that big ass plane. That like, yeah.
Which one is it? Is it the Boeing CH?
Oh shit! Yeah. No, you're right. I misremembered.
It's the Boeing. That's what I was in. We rode in that one.
Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking he was driving.
So what's gonna be your job in the National Guard?
In the National Guard, man. Outside of training, like for just drill weekends and then AT and stuff like that. If I was ever gonna get deployed, I mean, I'd just be doing like quartermaster operations. So, kind of like I said before, just getting shit from point A to point B. I mean, my unit in particular, my platoon's like a distribution platoon, but we're like part of the BSB, Brigade Support Battalion. So in like the distribution platoon, I would be more responsible for, actually like coordinating to distribute these different classes of supply and whatnot. So I don't know. I had a big problem like trying to decide what I wanted to commission, because I know I talked with you a little bit about it.
What were your choices?
Well, I mean, I could have done pretty much whatever.
Yeah.
But a part of me wanted to go combat arm, and part of me wanted to go like logistics, right? And I think that if I would have went active duty, I mean, it would be a different story. But I was in a field artillery unit for a year and a half, 2 years, before I moved to my new unit, and like 6 months prior to commissioning. So the majority of the time I was a cadet, I was in a field artillery unit and training with them. And like, don't get me wrong, that shit's awesome.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah. 777s too, so like the huge cannons. But I don't know. Part of me, I was trying to remember like kind of why I was doing it, and there are a lot of different reasons, but a big part of it for me was like trying to help my civilian side, and I figured if I went logistics, like with the business background and the degrees, that would kind of,
I remember you said that.
interlace better.
So you're gonna start your masters in like a month.
Yeah, man.
That's why you're just chilling right now.
Chilling until we got a long break. Was it January 25th or something like that?
You're studying it here in Clarion.
Yeah.
You're getting your MBA?
Yep. Yeah, just general.
That's what Ethan did, except he got deployed before he could start his MBA.
Really?
And then he came back, which is pretty awesome.
That's
so
cool.
How did your training start? So you got there, and what was it like?
Wait, real quick, did Ethan finish his MBA?
Yeah.
Oh shit, good for him.
I was at his graduation.
Oh, he did
Yeah.
it like online through Clarion too?
No, he did it in person. This was before the COVID mess. It was like
Oh,
a year and a half ago.
damn, good for him. I got a savage.
He's awesome. I gotta get him on here.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Oh my god.
I saw like a little sidebar. I don't know if you ever watched the Eric McKenna podcast. Like I saw Ethan posted on his story, and so
No, I've never seen it.
it was just something interesting. But it was like a small guy out of Pittsburgh, I guess. He had Ethan on.
Yeah.
I thought it was a cool podcast. But
Oh,
sorry.
I did see that actually.
Yeah.
I gotta get Ethan on this one.
He'd be a cool guest, man, for sure.
I gotta go to Pittsburgh though. He's a busy man.
Yeah.
So you get to Virginia.
Mm.
How's that go?
So, pretty much like all shit works. Well, maybe not as intense as like a basic training or something like that. You know, you got drill sergeants in your face, but went there, checked in where we were staying. So in this case, it was the hotel, IHG Hotel. So Holiday Inn. It was the biggest one in the world. Actually, like you call their phone number, and they're like blah 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 hotel, like biggest Holiday Inn in the world. We're like, all right.
Deal.
Dude, they weren't lying. That place was massive. 7 floors, like I'm trying to remember, like 100. The floors ranged from like 7,100 at least on my floor to 7,280. So there were like, yeah, almost 200 rooms on every floor and 7 floors. So yeah, pretty huge. But anyways, we checked in, went to our rooms, like put all our stuff in, you know, got our cars unloaded. And then it was a little bit different for each class, but essentially just coordinated a meeting time with your TAC, which is like
Yeah.
your, I don't know, your class cadre, I guess.
So you went in while this whole COVID thing started?
Yeah, man. We were.
So that you show up in mask, everything was strict.
Yeah, we were masked up from the jump. So as soon as I got there, and it got like increasingly, increasingly bad.
I was wondering how it was with the military because
Strange.
Waters, he's a ranger and like he's on the ranger bat, but they still canceled his training. Like he wasn't training.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have the infantry guys training.
Yeah, well, and that's another weird thing is like my cousin Joey, he commissioned as an infantry officer like 2 or 3 days after I did.
Yeah.
And so I got to give him his oath, which was awesome. But besides the fact, so he is at infantry BOLC right now, and he has maybe like 3 weeks left or something like that. And he's like no restrictions. Like he's out in the field, he's doing everything. Like, I mean, when he's on post and stuff, yeah, you gotta wear a mask. But like, it was different because, you know, more than half the time he said he's not even wearing his mask. Like he doesn't have to wear a mask. But I mean, shit, we went out in the field and they told us to wear our masks when we were in the field.
In the field.
Yeah, and like, what the fuck? Like, what is this?
I guess it would make sense for like, because you don't want to shut everyone down. Like you still need the infantry guys and the rangers training.
Right, and like, I mean, their training's totally different too, because like they need to be out in the field to like get that like good hands-on training, because that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess it makes sense. I don't know. I mean, I support it.
Yeah.
You gotta train those guys that way, otherwise, you know,
Oh my God.
who does? You can't train those guys over Zoom.
So what was the first thing you learned at BOLC?
Shit, what was the first week? Oh man, this was a while ago. So the curriculum was like every week was something different, right? So we had ammo week, UMO week. We had like a big culminating event towards the end. It was called Plan X, where we took like, I want to say this was like month 3, and we took all the different stuff we learned and we like, you know, incorporated it in one big brief. And then we had field training events like land nav, the range, the actual field training, which was only like 2 days. It was kind of a joke, but it is what it is. The first thing I learned though, man, I'm trying to, dude, I think it was the sharpened EO briefs, like from the get go, like day 1 and 2. I mean, I guess I learned some stuff about like unrestricted and restricted reporting and crap like that.
EO's the equal opportunity, right?
Yeah, equal opportunity, yeah. Well, I say crap like that, but it's not crap. It's good stuff. You need to know it. It's just my expression.
I had a drill sergeant in basic who was the equal opportunity officer.
Yeah.
But he was like a huge dick.
Was he?
He never reported anything.
Dude, I don't know. You get some different characters, man. I've only interacted with good people though thus far, really. Like, even in like the guard, like from the unit I was at for 2 years, 1.5, 2 years, like I said, to the one I've been at for a few months, like there's really no shit bags that I could point out to you, which is awesome because I mean I'm sure I'm probably the minority there.
Yeah. So you're about to get your MBA. What do you want to do with that? That's probably a hard question to answer.
That's the $1 million question.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's a $1 million question.
A lot of college students, they don't know what the fuck they want to do.
Damn. So you know who Josh Domitrovich is? No. Shout out, Josh. He's like I guess career counselor resource here at the university. So I reached out to him like 3-4 weeks ago. We hopped on like a Zoom call, and I was basically asking him. I was like, "Hey, you know, like I'm between this and going into the workforce. Like, what do you think? Like, I literally haven't looked at jobs at all.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in Fort Lee doing this military training, and like I have no internships because like every single summer I was doing military training. Like, I couldn't get an internship at enough time. Which I hate using the excuse didn't have time, but for real, like I was always occupied. But anyways, he basically told me, he was like, you need to figure out like, what you want to do.
Yeah.
Which I mean, at that point, I was like 50-50. Cause from the jump, I said, let me like go to grad school right after this training, like let me get it over with, you know, while everything's still kind of fresh in my head. And then on the flip side of it, you know, $60K, $50K year salary, optimally, like if I could have got that, I mean, that's an attractive thing, you know, if I could just slide into a job like in Pittsburgh, you know, maybe 50, 60K, that's pretty tempting just to go for that, because...
But you're going for business, so you probably want to work for yourself one day.
Yeah.
So is that your goal?
I wouldn't say that's my main goal. I always said, like, people have asked me this before, and I said, if I have like a good idea, like a product or a service or a company, then I would like have the skills to be able to run with it.
Right.
But like in terms of my main goal, not necessarily to work for myself, but I mean the option's there.
Yeah.
So I guess that's nice to know.
Oh, you're still young. You're 22, right?
22, man. 22. About to be 23.
23 is like the most confusing age ever.
That's what I'm saying. I'm scared for. I feel like yesterday I was 18.
Yeah. 23 is where you're like separating yourself from like your younger self to your older self. And from my experience, I can't say what it feels like to be 24 because I'm not there yet.
Right.
But 23 has been like the most confusing age ever. I had this conversation with one of my friends. But like, you know, you hang out with your younger friends and you're like, I don't know if I want to hang out with you guys anymore. But then you hang out with older people and you're like, I think I want to hang out with my younger friends.
Yeah.
You're in this where you're trying to grow up.
Yeah.
Me, I'm not growing up yet. I'm 23, but
you're like that midway point, huh?
It's confusing.
Yeah.
Like I kind of know what I want to do, but I don't.
Yeah.
But
man, I don't know. I'm like getting into that zone though.
Yeah, I know that I started this photography business, but like, you know, I'm just going with the flow right now.
Right. I mean, you can only do as much like as you. I mean, for photography, I'm sure. I mean, you can reach out and you can market and stuff like that, but. I mean, generally speaking, you're contained to your area.
23 is this age where, like, you start thinking about things.
Yeah.
Or you do if you're younger, you're like, like when I was 18, like, were those things even worth doing? Like, your thought processes, were they worth, like, I don't know how to explain it. You start to see, like, the immaturities in yourself, but they're still in there.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. That's,
like, we're drinking right now. Should we be drinking? Should we not? Who cares?
Is the Pope Catholic?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, my point is, like, I'm realizing that you shouldn't care what people think.
Mm-hmm.
When we were younger, that's all we care about.
Yeah.
We drank because everyone around us was drinking.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
What claw is that for you? Number?
I don't know.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to keep up.
I don't keep track.
No, dude, I feel you though. I feel that. It's kind of a nerve-wracking time, to be honest. Like when you're just getting into college and when you're just getting out of college. Because I feel like, at least for me, like when I was sophomore, junior, even senior year, I mean, like I was in college. I was a college student. That was my task. That was what I was doing. And I had the whole ROTC thing going on too. But like, the parameters were defined. Like I knew what I had to do. But like now that I'm out, civilian wise, like
it's not that easy.
Huge world of opportunities, right?
Yeah.
And like now I'm starting to determine my path again. Like grad school, like I applied like a week or two ago. I checked my application status. They haven't like notified me yet, but I mean I met all the requirements, so I couldn't imagine that I wouldn't. But
well, when you're in college, it's like you have no responsibilities. It's just school and then whatever else, whether you're a college athlete or whatever you do, it's just school and that.
Right.
You're not worried about paying rent.
Mm-hmm.
Because school, it doesn't work that way. I mean, for most people, it doesn't. Mm. You pay that whether you get loans or you have scholarships, and you're good.
For sure.
And then you leave, and now I'm paying rent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, whoa, I have to save money for this.
Yeah.
And it's such a weird feeling.
It is, right? It's like, it's a really weird transition from like relying on other people to like breaking away from that, and then eventually, we're not there yet, but like being completely like self-sufficient.
Yeah, you can't rely on anyone because then you're kind of homeless unless you have rich parents or something. But I don't have that, so it's like so now I'm all on my own. I don't have these like refund checks anymore from the school.
Right. But that's like, oh man.
This is growth thing, and you just go. It's so confusing.
Yeah.
I'm still going through it, so I can't really teach someone else how to go through it until I go through it.
Right.
And it's...
Man, we don't... Well, at least from around here, we don't really know too many, like, trust fund babies. Or people that are, like, really, really helped out by their parents. Like, we don't see too many people whipping Mercedes or, anything, like, crazy.
Even if you do, I mean, you're still growing. You gotta figure it out at some point.
Yeah, and, like, for all we know, like, I mean, maybe, that 20-year-old college kid, like, maybe he or she fucking started a business and, like, made it on their own. And, like, that's not right for us to judge. But, like, I don't know.
Even if your friend does have, like, they still have to grow because eventually you have to raise children. You have to...
Right.
You have to be a grown... Money won't just solve all your issues.
Yeah.
I don't think.
No, it won't.
Because you still have those emotional issues that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
And those things that you're going through, and I don't know.
Dude, I can get into my bag here, my philosophical bag, because I'm like, my wheels are turning right now, because we're talking about like money and growth and like.
You're into the stock market, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't want to jump into that just yet. Man, you might have to make this a 3-hour long podcast. I'm gonna bore people. They're gonna turn it off.
No, you're fine. Alright, go ahead.
No, man, but like, about like this growth thing that we were just talking about and like money, it's kind of unfortunate to see, and like, I'm not gonna say I'm not guilty of it too sometimes, like seeing someone with like a super dope car or you know, like the best fits or like whatever, and then be like, oh, you know, shit, you know, where'd they get that? Like, oh, I bet they got
Comparison will destroy you.
Yeah.
It's been destroying my business recently, actually.
Really?
Because I look at, it's not really, but like I look at photographers and be like, they're good. There's obviously I'm not the best, but they're better than me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll try to switch some shit up.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they'll ruin my photo. Because I'm trying to make their style, but I can't do that because they saw it. And the way you edit is so specific. And comparisons, I think, in any profession will destroy you.
Yeah.
In my opinion, but I don't know. But
I mean, it makes sense, man. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know about anything about photography.
No, but if you compare yourself, it'll destroy you.
I bet, man. Yeah. I mean, I agree. Definitely.
Especially as well, men and women. I don't know how it feels to be a woman, so I don't like to talk about women, but men will compare themselves to other men and feel insecure.
Right.
But then, because I think that's how I was when I was younger. Like being a young kid in college, and I didn't drink much, but like all my other guy friends were drinking a lot, so then I just became a drinker.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that was dangerous. Maybe it wasn't. But...
Same, dude. Yeah. I don't know about you, but I've never drank in high school.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Not an ounce. The first time I drank was the day before my high school graduation.
Really? What did you drink?
I don't know. We took shots of some kind of vodka, but it's the first time I ever been drunk. Ever since then, I just went through this sort of learning kind of curve throughout college. I mean, you saw me throughout college.
Yeah.
I went through so many phases, and I learned a lot. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
But that's enough.
Man, I don't know though. Like college, I know I had a good time. You seem to really enjoy it.
You have a good time, but like you learn.
Yeah.
And I reflect on my past a lot, which isn't really healthy. Well, it's healthy, but like you can't let your past bring you down.
Right.
And I found myself starting to let my past bring me down, thinking about all the times I did stupid things in college, all the times I've been drinking, but you learn. You learn and you grow. That's what church has been doing for me. Like I'm not even super religious, but like just being around people.
Yeah.
Who see the good things in life, but.
Yeah. Learning you grow, bro.
Yeah, dude. Especially for people like us who are partiers, like you and you can learn through it. Cause that was our only priorities. Think 2 years ago, what was our priority?
2 years ago.
Man,
just hang out.
What was your priority?
Hang out with the boys.
Exactly, and it might
drink a lot.
That might still be kind of, but it's not the priority anymore.
Right.
Because if it is, then you're gonna end up homeless.
Always got stuff in the back of your head.
Yeah. I just look back and think about what my priority was. It was always, let's make it to the weekend.
Yeah, man.
It was every time.
But now shit's changed. It's wild.
The growth is...
Perspectives change, man, too.
It changes.
That's huge.
Like, I always talk about on my social media, how Justin Bieber's cool now.
Yeah.
He grew.
He really is.
Because he grew.
Yeah.
Back then, we used to make fun of him. He was worth, what, $200 million as a teenager? He was fighting everyone. He was just being a douche. But now he's like this guy who wants to be a man.
Right.
Now he's cool.
Yeah.
But teenagers won't see that. Especially teenage boys.
Mm.
They probably think he's a loser now. But he's cool. I think he's what's cool, man.
Yeah. I don't really follow him like too closely, but I mean, from what I see, he seems pretty cool, man.
He made like a complete 180. Like.
Yeah. I know he's dating or married to what's her face?
I don't even know her name.
Is it Haley?
Yeah, Haley something.
Baldwin.
Haley Bieber now. But.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's Alec Baldwin's daughter. Is that his name? Alec? Or something like that. The actor? No, you don't know.
No fucking idea.
But whatever. Anyway.
So what were you talking about growth?
Man. I'm trying to jog my memory here. I don't know, just kind of the stuff that you were talking about too. Like, just like we mentioned, like perspectives changing and shit like that. I mean, like my mindset from when I came here as a freshman to when I left as a senior, even versus where I am now, merely, like 7 months later, it's changed almost entirely.
A lot.
Yeah. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't. Because it's like a development process, right? And you can come in as a wide-eyed freshman like I did, you know, never partied in high school. I had fun here. I met a lot of people, made a lot of friends. You did too. And like, I wouldn't change it for anything, man.
No.
Like,
I learned so much. Like, I messed up a lot. A lot. You do things that maybe like you aren't happy about. Maybe you disrespected people. You did whatever, but
right.
You learn and you grew through it. As long as you're not that same person, like your whole life. Mainly, as long as you don't judge yourself by your past, I think that's what matters.
Yeah.
Because other people will always.
Yeah.
Judge you, like, oh, you were a douche. Like, okay, cool. I don't think I'm not anymore.
Right.
So like whatever, but.
100%, dude. 100%.
Because people will always try to bring you down by your past, especially when you're doing better now.
Yeah.
It's like who you are now is like enough, like because you grew through it.
Right.
I think.
That's another thing, man. Is like you can't even be proud of something anymore. It's like you gotta really find that finite group of friends that will like support you like wholeheartedly. Because I mean, I'm not gonna say fake friends, because I mean, I don't know. I think that term's kind of overused because like, I don't know. Let's say you got like 10 friends, right? And let's say you, I don't know. Let's say you book like a super high profile like client, right? They want you to shoot their wedding.
Right.
And I don't know what you charge, but fuck it, let's say they throw you like 20K, right? Super extravagant wedding.
Yeah.
I mean, like resort location. I don't know, crazy, right?
Right.
Dream photo shoot.
Right.
And you go out and you post about it, and then hey, maybe a month or two later, you buy a new car, and you're like, hey, like maybe make a post about it or something like, hey, hard work pays off, right?
Right.
Out of those 10 friends, how many do you think are going to be genuinely happy for you and not like spinning something in their head like, oh, he got this because of that, he got this because of that, oh, well, he got a lucky break here, he got a lucky break there.
Very few.
Maybe one or two.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not trying to generalize here, maybe it's just my experiences, but it just seems to be the way that it is. And it sucks. It sucks.
We're still young though.
We are young.
Are we gonna find more friends?
Yeah, and on the other side of the token, like, you know, it's not necessarily a hunt for other people's approval, but it's also, I feel like you need to be conscious of like who your circle is. And if you're hanging around with those 10 people and only those one or two like are really gonna fuck with you when you're so proud of your new car, then keep those one or two around. Sorry, other 8, you know, just, I can't have you in my life. Like,
yeah, for real.
There's negative energy, man.
I don't know, me.
You can't have.
Alright, we're good.
Good.
Those, well, when you're younger, you just kind of call everyone your best friends. You don't actually mean it.
Right.
You post about them, my boys.
Yeah.
When you're older, you're like, I don't want to post this guy.
Yeah.
You know, you see that guy in your picture, you're like, I don't want to post this picture because that's not my friend.
Mm-hmm.
You realize I have very few friends now. Like, real friends. Like, I obviously, like, we go out with, like, a bunch of people and you do whatever, but, like, when you're actually, like, messaging people, you're like, who do I actually want to talk to?
Right. Yeah, it's like, I think of it like, you know, like you're saying right now, if you're going to go on, like, I don't know, vacation or something, right? And you can take 5 or 6 people. Who you calling up?
I'm only calling, like, 3 or 4.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm feeling too. Because, I mean, like you were saying, you know, you got friends all around you, and you say you got best friends, but, like, what's going to a party, having a quick conversation, you know, dabbing your best friend up, if, like, you're not going to hit him up the next day or the day after and be like, hey, bro, like, come hang out, let's watch football or something, right?
But you don't realize that until now, because, like, say if we were 18 planning a vacation, we're still in a group chat with, like, 20 people.
Yeah.
Like, yo, let's go, I'll go.
Mm.
We're both in this weird growth right now.
Yeah.
We're like, younger people are gonna be like, fuck you, and then like 30-year-old people are gonna be like, oh yeah, they're going through it right now. So it's like, you know, I mean, seeing this video, just us talking. We sound stupid to like one crowd. One crowd sees like the growth.
Yeah. And I hope so, man. I hope so.
Yeah, I hope my younger friends see this and like they just see it. They see that they should not like do shit, so that's not cool.
Yeah.
Maybe like fighting isn't cool, you know, just because you beat someone up, it's not funny. It's like it's not cool.
Right.
But people just don't see it. Just talking about that stuff isn't cool.
Yeah.
To younger people. But you realize, you know, when we were 18, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
No. Oh, absolutely
not. No.
No chance. But yeah, I mean, like we were talking about before, like we hopped on here. It's like we consume so much like podcasts and just media in general. Yeah. Like I say podcasts, at least as far as YouTube goes, because that's a platform like where I watch my stuff. 60-70% of like everything on YouTube that I watch is a podcast.
And everyone I listen to has to be older than me.
Yeah.
I won't listen to someone younger.
It's hard. It's hard.
You can't.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'll listen. I'll listen to their words and I'll be like, "Wow, I used to be like that." But like, if I want to learn, they gotta be older than me and wiser.
Right.
They have to.
I mean, it makes sense. Yeah.
Whether they're a woman or a man, like they gotta be older than me.
Yeah, experience breeds respect, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, there's really only one guy that I listen to. I think he's 20 now, but he's like dude, he's a millionaire now. He's like a business finance guy. Biaheza, Biaheza is like his YouTube name. Man, he does a lot of stuff. He's like trades stocks, does real estate investment, drop shipping is his big thing. Like where he's made hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, dude, I got some crazy drop shipping stories. Like okay, real quick before I forget, my buddy at my new unit. He's a cadet, right? He's gonna commission like I think less than a year from now. His best friend, he was telling me about this, has like a drop shipping business and he's making like millions of dollars. And he's like keeping this so low key from his parents. Like he didn't tell them like a single thing. Like he's still, you know, driving kind of a crappy car. He's not balling out.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not gonna tell my parents until I can hand them $10,000 cash or $10 million cash. Sorry. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, I mean, shit, that's awesome for your friend. Can I get his number? Like.
That's nuts.
Oh, let me get in on that. But that's
my cousin started dropshipping. She made like about $250 in 1 year.
Yeah. Like $250K.
Yeah. And I started looking into it, but it just wasn't my thing at the time.
Yeah.
I was younger. I would probably want to do it now. I'm just focused on growing my photography and video business.
I know a little bit about it.
There's so much you can do
There's
out there.
Lot.
That proves that like there aren't any excuses.
Yeah.
Knowledge is what messes people up.
Yeah.
Because like these young kids, they're not knowledgeable what they can do. So you can't really, but you can't blame them for not doing anything with their lives.
Well, dude, there's so many side hustles nowadays. Like, I mean, the obvious ones, you know, you got Uber, Instacart, DoorDash, whatever. And I mean, you can even do your own thing. Like, I mean, depending on.
You have YouTube.
Yeah, you got YouTube. I mean.
But the problem is people don't know about it.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I mean, depending on where you live, like if you live in a more rural area, shit, go outside, split firewood, cut down some trees, split firewood. You know, sell them.
Depends on what you're taught too.
Yeah, it depends on your skill set. You know, who your parents were. Oh man, that's a bag of weeds again.
Yeah, like if you're raised
your
like
parents.
Yeah, your parents. If you're raised how I wasn't taught anything.
Yeah.
Right, I didn't learn about YouTube or anything or none of this until like I learned this on my own.
Right.
I started not podcast, but I started my own YouTube. This is separate, but I started my own YouTube channel because I want to work for myself. So I started that. I only have one video up right now, but I want to work for myself, so I'm doing anything I can. Cause like I like my bosses, but like I don't want to work for them.
Right.
I'm like if I want to take off today, like I want to go.
Yeah.
Like if I gotta go to Pittsburgh today, I don't want permission.
Right.
Like it's just.
Well, that's awesome, man. I'm sure I'm gonna feel like that in like 5 years.
Yeah, I don't want permission to do anything.
Yeah.
That's my main thing, but I need it now because I work full time.
Right.
I don't work weekends, so like that's where I plan all my shit. But my whole life I needed permission, and now I'm like, I don't want permission. I just want to go do it. But
So am I correct in assuming that you have this gig right now, you know, where you said you're making what, like 14.5? Like so good wage,
yeah,
right?
I'm doing better than I ever have.
Right. And that's awesome.
Yeah.
That you're just kind of like holding this thing that you're not really passionate about and just trying to grow your photography.
Yeah.
So that you can then go full time to photography.
Yeah.
I got you.
That's
I mean,
my
that's
goal.
a good plan, man.
My goal is next summer, just after next summer, not be here anymore.
Yeah.
At the job I'm at.
Life moves fast, man. You can get
But
there.
I'm still young. I might be here for 5 more years. Who the fuck knows? But
I mean, shit. Keep that work ethic going, man. You're good.
yeah.
Doors will start opening for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, and then at my age, I feel like I'm not working hard enough.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like,
That's-
I do what I do, but then, like, I notice how much stuff I turn down.
Yeah.
And, like,
Do you turn down a lot?
sort of, not like just saying no, but like, I'm like, yeah, I'll do that, but then I won't do it for another week. You know, that's, in a way, that's turning it down. And then, like, I'll be like, say with, like, the university with viewing, I'll be like, yeah, I'll make videos.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'll wait for him to tell me to make videos. I won't go do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, in a way, that's, like, me not really understanding that I have to go get it. But at the same time, I get confused because I don't really want university telling me, you know, I just want to work for myself.
Right.
If they hire me, I want it to be a separate thing.
Yeah, like a freelance type.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm still confused. Maybe I will if they
So
offered it, but
you want your own kind of like creative
I want freedom.
realm.
I want freedom.
Like you don't want them to tell you, hey, we want like 3 videos by the end of the week, and we want like 5 or something like fucking.
Yeah,
posts.
I just want to be able to make whatever I want to make
Right. Right.
without anyone having control over it.
Right. But do you
Wow.
mess with like video?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just started. I'm working on a promotional video right now for my barbershop in
Okay.
Pittsburgh. But I mean, even with my business, no one tells me what to do. People like my style.
Yeah.
But like my job, separate. Like I work on interior homes. That has nothing to do with it. But I get told what to do all day, and I hate it.
Yeah.
With passion. I like my bosses, but when they tell me to do it, I just like there's a feeling in me that's like
Yeah.
I hate it. I can't take it.
No, I get you, man. I mean, I got lucky because the only job, like the only real job that I've had is working for my dad because, you know, he owns a landscaping company.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's real work. It's you know, hard work. It's genuine. You're going out there and just laboring 8 to 10 hours a day. But, I mean, it doesn't really make you feel like you're, I don't know, being the best version of yourself. You know, it's just one of those jobs that you do for the money.
Yeah.
Kind of like, you know, the situation you're in. And, I mean, I was lucky in the way that he was my dad. And, like, I mean, I have this background to where, you know, being an officer now, like, he's always trusted me to have more, like, administrative kind of duties. And so, like, he's never necessarily like dropped the hammer on me, you know, like bitched me out, like that kind of shit. I mean, maybe when I was younger, like 16, 17, maybe even 18, but like as soon as I started, you know, going through the process, and then especially since my senior year and then commissioning, like he's really respected the fact that like I've matured like in leadership, like wise, like leadership attributes. And like I can kind of hold my own with knowing like the different tasks that are associated with the job, and like managing different personalities like on, you know, that I work with on the job site. I mean, it's cool. It's really nice. It's like it's a low key thing that you wouldn't expect to enjoy when you're doing that type of job, like just manual labor. But it's like it's a nice perk to have your boss like really trust you. I know it's my dad, but to have trust from your boss, regardless of who it is, it's really nice.
Alright. But Yeah, you were talking about your close friendship with your dad.
Yeah, yeah.
Has that helped you? Cause, like, I don't have one with my dad.
Mm.
And I feel like it messed me up.
Yeah, man. I mean, it definitely like he's helped me a lot through the years. Just like coaching me throughout life, if you will.
Yeah.
Just like teaching me life lessons and shit like that. You know, the things that a dad, like a good dad, does.
Yeah.
Then on the business side of it, it was cool getting to see him, like as I was studying business and like business management, kind of how he, you know, managed his business and his employees and the workload and stuff like that. And nah, it was just really good growing up to see that throughout college, because I could see like the real world application of, you know, him doing his thing and then actually like learning it by the book.
Yeah.
And, you know, kind of forming my opinion somewhere in between. But now he's, I don't know, he might watch this podcast, honestly. But I told my sisters I was doing a podcast today, and they're like, "Oh, what's it called? What's it called?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's called Talk with Ashby." And I'm like, "Oh shit, let me subscribe to this guy. We're about to watch it whenever it goes up."
I haven't had a podcast or an episode in about 3 weeks.
Oh damn.
I took 2 weeks. I took a little break.
About to get you right.
Like, I kind of gathered my thoughts again. Now I got the president on Tuesday.
Ooh, big announcement.
I'll start picking it up a little bit, but.
That's awesome. Do you have any like people that you want to get on that are in your head?
That I want to?
Mm-hmm.
Not really. I'm gonna get Coach Ferrero. I'm just going with the flow.
Yeah.
This isn't really my priority.
Gotcha.
This is just something to help me get better at talking, but.
For sure.
Dr. Dale Tuesday. Coach Ferrero, I might text him and tell him I gotta get them to Zoom. At first, I started this podcast saying no one's doing it through Zoom, but now I'm like,
yeah,
it's kind of the norm.
Well, yeah, especially with
I gotta let my ego go.
Yeah.
It was my ego. I was like, I only want in person.
Yeah.
But people still talk. They gotta get to know people. But
I mean, especially with faculty, right? You know, they got a lot of eyes watching them, and if they're face to face with this person, yeah, definitely.
So I'm gonna start. I haven't contacted anyone because nobody wants to do it in person. But
did she like? Have you been in contact with her?
Email.
Did she like say whether she wants to do it person or Zoom?
I just assumed, and we scheduled a Zoom meeting. But yeah, she wouldn't do it in person. No.
I mean, still, that's a cool one.
Yeah.
I don't know. When did she join, or when did she become the president?
2 years ago.
2 years. Okay, so
she just became Edinburgh's interim president.
Really? Now, what's up with the joint? Aren't they like merging schools?
So now she's a busy woman.
Yeah.
I don't want to say any information that's false. I'm gonna figure it out on Tuesday, but apparently she's a busy woman now.
Dude, I bet. But yeah, man, I like her a lot. Seems real cool. Always.
I like how she's prioritizing athletics.
Right.
Because at the end of the day.
Yeah.
When you think of college, what do you think of sports?
Yeah, I mean, she seems super competent too. Like she's always like in the best mindset, like wherever she goes.
Yeah.
Because I know that she always came to pretty much every single one of our ROTC events, and you know, showing her support just by being there. But you know, she would always make that extra effort, come up to talk to us after, whatever, have a conversation, and it was always nice.
Yeah, I met her when I was 2 years ago, 2021. I guess she's kind of seen my growth throughout the years, and I'm glad she said yes to the podcast.
Yeah. Well, how?
The person she first met probably wouldn't. She wouldn't have said yeah. But
how did you go about like getting hired as like the university like?
I was a student worker.
You were a student.
So
worker.
I'm not like a hired professional.
Oh, okay.
And I just know people.
Okay, but you do like produce content for the university.
In a way, but I'm more just for the wrestling team, and then because I was an athlete here, I know all the other coaches.
Right.
And I could just be like, hey, you want a video? Maybe they're not gonna say no, but other than that, no.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
We can wrap up this video here and get out of here pretty soon.
Whatever
Let's
you want to do, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I could talk for 3 hours, but
We will for all night, but
Well,
for the
maybe.
podcast.
yeah,
Thanks for getting on.
of course, man. Maybe we'll get a part 2 or something. I could go into like the business side, maybe
Yeah.
stocks or something like that.
We can have like a specific one for
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
we
into
can do
different
that.
niches for sure.
Alright, see ya.
All right, brother.